Any health-related information on the following show provides general information only. Content presented on any show by any host or guest should not be substituted for a doctor's advice. Always consult your physician before beginning any new diet, exercise, or treatment program.
Hi, are you ready to live an inspired and empowered life? Welcome to the Inspired and Empowered Living TV show on W4WN.com and Talk4TV.com and iHeart Podcasts. Today, we will be talking about how to clear fear and anxiety, part 3. Healing and clearing your fear and anxiety, part 3. Continuing where we left off, we will help you discover what to do with your fear. We all experience fear, and most of us have never learned how to deal with it. Today, find out how to manage it and clear it so that you can live an inspired and empowered life. You'll learn the 3 principles of how to deal with your fear, the difference between past, present, and future fear, and discover the number 1 mistake that would keep you from a life you love. If you go into the chat room, you can ask comments, make comments and questions, and you go to Talk4TV.com. Then you click view live and you'll be in the room where you can make the comments. So join us together. Let's create a life you love. And we have Sandy in the house. Good morning, gorgeous. Good morning, gorgeous, to you too. And we have Marie. Good morning, everyone. Hey. And I am so happy. Wise Healings, good morning all. Thank you for joining us. So just an overview of what we've done the last few weeks. We talked about what fear is, what stress is, because fear actually is what happens with the stress reaction in your body. The fight, the flight, the freeze, all of those are aspects of the fear reaction. And we talked about that. And you can find past shows on YouTube and on iHeart Podcasts, also on Pandora, Spotify, and Apple. So if you search for Inspired and Empowered Living TV show, radio show, it should show up and you can go to the old podcasts. So the first part that we talked about is having the awareness, because very often when you're in that fear or that you're in anxiety, you forget, you block out that there could be any other way. And so what it is about allowing yourself to come into awareness, because once you come into awareness, then you can do something about it. So come into awareness, and when you do, then you can start saying, what can I do to take care of myself in this moment? Number 2 that we talked about is clearing your energy. And clearing your energy, clearing emotions, clearing limiting beliefs that keep you in the fear reaction and keep you in anxiety. And it's learning to clear those reactions and to clear your emotions so that you can calm your body and mind down. And so we talked about all of that last week, about clearing your energy in order to calm your body and mind down. What happens with fear and anxiety is it can become a habitual reaction, and your body ends up going into a default pattern, and you end up being in that pattern unless you become aware and then take an action to get you out of that pattern. And today we will be talking about connection and how important connection is for helping you heal and clear fear and anxiety. First, I want to share with you some things that actually our guests in the chat room shared, and also things that I've shared. Now, remember, to clear your energy, you can do exercise, meditation, prayer. And actually, Marie shared with us last week a technique I had never heard of, but I love it. So I'm going to go over it again. It's going around the eyes, doing a figure 8 around your eyes. And it's doing that figure 8 around your eyes. And I want you to try it and see what happens, and see how that works for you, because maybe that is something that you can use. We also talked about emotional freedom technique, and that is tapping. These are techniques for helping you to clear and calm your body down so that you can do the third thing. This is all tapping around your eyes, tapping underneath your nose, tapping on your chin, your collarbone. And what happens with emotional freedom technique, EFT, is it also calms your body, your nervous system down. And that's what we're going for. We want to help you calm your body and nervous system down, which will help you begin to calm your mind down. And we also talked about grounding. Belly breath, that's what I love talking about. Everybody, let's do a belly breath together. And the belly breath is taking a deep breath in, and when you breathe in, your belly goes out. And when you breathe out, your belly goes in. Let's try it again. Belly out. Exhale, belly in. Inhale, belly out. Exhale, belly in. Okay, so you can let me know in the chat room if that helped calm you down. That's what we're going for. And I just also really wanted to share with you that I know what it's like to live in fear and anxiety. And I have had many years where I had post-traumatic stress disorder, anxiety, fear, depression. And it really is, it's hard to live in that place. And what I learned from being in that place, and I would do so much clearing. So I know how important clearing is, from not only professional experience over 30 years as a psychotherapist, as a licensed clinical social worker working with people, but also as a person who has dealt with it. And so what I'm talking about and what I'm sharing with you is from the professional, but also the personal level. And I want you to know that you can heal, that you can make the changes in your life as you work on healing and clearing. And it's a process, it's a journey. It's not a magic wand that happens overnight. But it's the journey of healing that totally inspires and empowers you to make the changes that you need so that you can start changing your life. And I know Marie says it so does. Thank you. That's her response to the breathing. And Sandy said, it's amazing. I didn't even think I was stressed. LOL. Thank you, Sandy. Love it. So this is about learning new tools and techniques. That's what I want this show to be, is a place where you can come to and become more inspired and empowered and share your comments and anything that comes up for you and any ideas that you have that you can share with everybody else. So I talked about connection. Now, really, what is connection? To me, connecting is connecting with all aspects of yourself. It's connecting with your body, feeling your breath, doing the deep breath, the belly breath helps bring you into the body, out of your head and into your body. When you're in your head, you're not present. You're either in the past or the future. So bringing yourself back into your body is a really important part of connecting. Grounding, becoming more present, centered, all of that is part of connection. Then it's learning to connect with your feelings, allowing feelings to flow and to know that it's okay, that you have a right to feel all your feelings. As long as you're not acting them out, which means you're not hurting yourself, someone else, or the environment, like destroying property, and you're allowing yourself to feel the energy and feel the flow, because emotions want to move, moving your body. That's another thing we talked about last week, being in motion, because when you do some kind of action or motion, get your body moving, it can get you out of fear, can get you out of the anxiety. So it's really important to keep moving your body and being in motion. And then it's also important to connect and quieting your body, quieting your mind, and allowing yourself to feel that sense of peace and of quiet. And that's connecting with your spirit and connecting with your higher aspects of self. And your higher self, the way that I describe it, is this wise, unconditionally loving part of you that just wants to help you, that wants to connect with you for the asking, but you have to ask. So it's learning to ask for that help and support. And then it's learning to connect with your soul and your guides and your angels and the universe and your actual source self. And when you connect with those higher aspects, it helps you calm down. It helps you feel safer. It helps you feel more confident, more alive. It's an amazing experience. And that's what I want to talk about more today. And Lillian lived in fear and panic. And she was afraid to take actions. And she needed to go to the doctors. And she had so much fear and anxiety about going to the doctors. Some people call it white coat syndrome. And so much fear and anxiety that it would send her into a panic at the thought of going to a doctor. So she resisted going to doctors and doctor's appointments. And as we helped her heal, and we worked with the trauma, and we worked with the energy of her inner child and the parts of her that were so fearful and in that trauma reaction, she began to heal. And as she began to heal, She started calming down at the thought of going to doctors. She started making appointments and she started taking actions. And what happened was now, for the most part, she is able to go to her doctors, follow up on her doctor's appointments, and go to the doctors without that panic and anxiety. When she would go, it would bring up her blood pressure. And now she's able to stay calm and laugh with the nurses and the doctors and really not enjoy, but be okay with her doctor's appointments. And that's the power of clearing and healing your fear and anxiety. And Sandy says, anxiety is huge in the world now. It sure is huge. In fact, the numbers of people, because of COVID, the numbers of anxiety and the people that have reported anxiety have gone up tremendously. So if you are feeling anxiety or stressed, and maybe you're not even sure you have anxiety. And the way that I define anxiety is this you're like in that nervous state. You're feeling that energy and you're feeling the fear through your body and your mind is going a mile a minute. I call it, you go into the spins where your energy, you're just spinning your energy and spinning, your mind is spinning. You're not in present time. Those are symptoms of anxiety. Your heart can be racing on like the thought of doing anything. So anxiety can be chronic state of anxiety, or it can be anxiety attacks. And when it becomes really severe, it becomes a panic attack. And so know that if you're experiencing that, you're not alone. When I checked the estimates and the statistics, it was, and this was before COVID, it was 40 million people. Since COVID, those numbers have gone up. And so you're not alone. And it's about learning to take the actions to help bring you out of that fear and anxiety. And Marie, I know, Marie, anxiety and fear abound right now all around us. Yes. And so whether you're listening to this show, you're participating, as you heal, as you clear your own fear and anxiety, and you come into spaces of feeling calmer, peaceful, joy, love, those are the energies of your soul. That's what happens when you make the deeper connection. And when you make that connection, you can actually become a light for yourself. It changes your life, and you become a light, a lighthouse for others. And as you begin to have an inspired and empowered life, you begin to share that energy with others, helping them create more of an inspired and empowered life. And a few of the ways to connect is meditation. I know I need to start my day in a positive way, and that's what I share with my clients. So starting your day in a positive way can be meditation. It can be prayer. It can be inspirational reading. It can, and if you you need to exercise before you meditate. If you're in an anxious state, you may need to move your body and then you can meditate or calm yourself down. And even a few minutes of meditation can help you change your state, because that's what this is all about. It's changing your energy state. And this is so important, and know that you can do it. Know that you have the power within you. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about the three minds, my quick Psych 101 lesson. So you have your conscious mind, which is the part of you that decided to tune in today. thank you for coming. And whether you're tuning in live or on the podcast, thank you for being here. And then and your conscious mind is the part of you, when you make a conscious decision, it inspires you and empowers you to be at choice. And then you have your subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind is the part of you from the moment that you were conceived to present time that has recorded every moment. Yes, every moment that you have been alive. And that also includes ancestral trauma and past life trauma. And the key is being able to clear that energy and connect more deeply to who you really are. And then you have your superconscious mind. And the way that I define your superconscious mind is the higher self, the wise, unconditionally loving part of you. It's your soul, your core source energy, God self, I am presence. It is the universe, all of the energy that makes up everything, all that is. It is the angels and the guides that are around you, supporting you, loving you. This is all part of your superconscious mind. And learning to connect more deeply to that part, those parts, that aspect is so huge for helping you to clear and heal the fear and the anxiety at the deepest levels of your being. I know Marie, Les Brown says, when your feet hit the floor every morning, simply say, thank you to the divine. Thank you I love that. Thank you, Marie. So remember that when your feet hit the floor, remember to say, thank you, divine. And that is a wonderful way to start the day. I know I have some clients that as soon as their feet hit the floor, they're running and going, so that they may need to do meditation or prayer in bed before they actually get out of bed to hit your feet hitting the floor. So those are also possibilities to help you. So what I'd like to know in the chat room, what are your favorite ways to connect? What are your favorite ways to connect with the higher aspects of yourself, or connect with your feelings or your body, your mind, your emotions? It's really finding your way, and know that one day you may feel so able to make the connection, and another day you may feel more challenged. So you may need to do more clearing. And so it's really learning to find different ways. I actually support clients to make a list of all the different ways they can clear and connect with themselves. So it may be nature, it may be the EFT, it may be writing or journaling, it may be meditation or prayer or inspirational reading. Any of those ways are powerful tools to help you clear and connect. And I know that I'm talking about clearing a lot today too, because in order to connect, usually we need to clear. Unless you're in a space where you can go right into that connection, then definitely go for it. But if you need to do some clearing first, maybe it's some breathing. Just taking a few deep belly breaths can help you clear enough of the energy to be able for you to connect more deeply to you. So we have Sandy. Prayer of gratitude, and ask for guidance to serve as my best source self. Thank you, Sandy. That is a beautiful. Then I read, then journal. Okay, those are really powerful ways to start your day in the positive way. And that is really something that's really important. Allie says, taking a walk in the woods. I need to really unplug to allow my mind to clear. That is excellent. So if you're in any nature, whether it's the woods or maybe you're near a beach or a lake or a garden, go out into nature and maybe just breathe the fresh air and allow yourself to connect with nature is a huge way to make that connection. Thank you, Allie. And Marie says, my grateful journal is my mainstay, and even if I am not feeling it completely, I still do it. Thank you, Marie. And thank you, Sandy. I wanted to make sure I said thank you. And yes, journaling. Journaling is a powerful way to make the connection. My voice is going. Okay, that if you're hearing that, that's me taking some water. I don't know what's going on with my voice, but making the connection by journaling. And journaling can be an excellent way of not only connecting, but clearing your energy and then making a deeper connection with yourself. So journaling can be manyfold. It's a powerful tool. We have Wise Healing says, walking outside is my best way to ground and find peace. So walking outside, getting out in nature, finding a way. And if you're more in the city, if you live in a city area, or you're in a place that doesn't have much nature, then it's finding those spots. What kind of spots? Maybe it's a tree. Hug a tree. I know that sounds really weird, but there are times where if you can hug a tree, it can help you. I'm being really, I know, weird, but I don't care. I want you to know it could work. So it's finding what works for you. And you don't have to do anything I say, but just finding the way that works for you to make the deeper connections. And allowing yourself. So walking, being in nature, finding those connections. And now we're going to do some what I call sentence completions. But before I do that, I just want to go over the past, the present, and the future fear. For anybody who didn't get the last few shows, because I did talk about it, but I just want to do an overview of that. When you're in your head and you're in that anxious or fearful state, very often it's from past trauma. And even your worries about the future, when you're in the what ifs, what if this happens? And what if that happens? And what if? And most of the time we talked about the what ifs. That's the future anxiety and fear. Most of the time they never happen. 85% was something I found from a book, The Stress-Free Brain, I believe it is. Anyway, I quoted it from in the last show or two. So, but most of your worries never come true, and that's your future. And it's clearing the past trauma, clearing the past energies. And it's learning how to clear your past that can help you become more present. So you come out of your past, come out of your future, and being in present time, allowing yourself to feel, to breathe, to ground, connecting right here, right now. Choosing a way to make that connection, whether it's nature, journaling, reading, meditation, prayer, any of those can be powerful tools for making the deeper connection. Marie said, I also talk to God under the covers like I did as a little girl. He has to listen there. I love that. Thank you, Marie. Well, I want you to know God is always there for you. You don't have to be under the covers. You could be anywhere. You could be. I had my that client that I was talking about, Lillian. What she was constantly talking to God on the way to her doctor's appointments, and she actually did the Serenity Prayer. The Serenity Prayer is Reinhold Niebuhr's prayer, and they use it in recovery programs. And the prayer is, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And that is another way to help you use the prayer, use any prayer. In fact, even if you don't have a prayer on hand, you talking to God and asking for help, asking for your angels or your guides or whatever you want to do to help you is prayer in its and of itself. And that's you making connection. And it's powerful, powerful work. So we are going to do sentence completions where I am going to say something and you're going to just fill in whatever comes to you. So just fill in and not thinking, just letting it flow, letting it flow, letting it flow. So what keeps me from connecting is, so allow yourself, excuse me, I got to take another drink of water. Allergies have been bothering me. Connecting. So what keeps me from connecting is, so if you are driving or you're not available or at work and you're not in a place where you can do this, then definitely come back to the podcast. iHeartRadio, just Google the show Inspired and Empowered Living, and you can come back to do the sentence completion. Sandy says, is being busy. Thank you, Sandy. Being busy is a very, very, very common way for many of us to not connect with ourselves. And when we don't connect, you may think, oh, it's better. It's better I keep on going, doing. But I will tell you that being more productive, being more successful, having more peace, love, and joy in your life is more about the connection and making the deeper connection. Marie says, on a bad day, is anyone listening? Thank you. So it's about reaching out for help and support, which actually reminds me, making connections to others is really important. And I want to encourage you, if you feel like you're stuck in trauma or stuck in the past or so overwhelmed by the future that it's really stopping you from moving forward in the present, then you really want to look at getting a counselor to help you in therapy. And you can Google counselors, therapists in your area. You can go on different sites and Google the best places to find virtual counselors and therapists. Reach out for that help. Now, if you need coaching support to clear your blocks and move you forward, that's where I come in, because now I'm really moving into the coaching arena and helping women clear their energetic blocks through the coaching, combining the counseling, coaching, and the intuitive work. So getting help to clear those blocks that keep you from moving forward. You can go to nancid.me. That's nancid.me. Again, nancid.me, nancid.me. And then we have Marie. Allie, sorry. Allie says, what keeps me from connecting is time. There's just not enough hours in the day. Thank you, Allie. And what happens is that time is constantly going and moving. And it's really hard to carve out time to take care of yourself or set your priorities. But it's learning. And when you're a busy person and you're in go, go, go mode, it's really hard to figure out timing and time. And it may be doing it in the morning before you get out of bed, or maybe in the evening before you go to bed. I've had clients who've had to do both because as soon as their feet hit the ground, they go running. So find even a few minutes to start making those connections. One of the things that you could do is have inspirational books by your bedside, and maybe do a few deep breaths and allow yourself to breathe, and just to sit up or lie down in your bed, do some deep breaths. One of the things that when I first started doing my belly breaths, what I did was I lay down in bed and I put a heavy book on my belly and I practiced the breathing technique, because I never really learned how to have deep breathing. I had very shallow breathing. And so it's taken a lot of practice, and I'm still practicing, learning how to do the belly breath, because that calms you down. That's connecting. And then maybe just asking God or the angels or your higher self to help you come in and just tune in. And as soon as you can start feeling more peace, more presence, more love for yourself, for others, you've connected. You know that you're connecting. When you're in peace, you know that you've made that connection. And that's one way that you can know that. And then maybe do a paragraph or an inspirational reading. All of those are possibilities. Allie, oh, we already said Allie's. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Allie. Now I'm going to do the next sentence completion is a way I can connect to myself more deeply. A way that I can connect to myself more deeply is, and just let it flow. A way I can connect more deeply to myself is. So it's allowing yourself to make that connection, finding the ways, finding the time, even if it's a few minutes for you, knowing that you deserve it, that you are so deserving of creating a few minutes to take care of yourself before the kids, the animals, whatever is calling you out of bed, whatever is calling you to start moving and going and being in motion. Take time for yourself. Connecting to you is really important. Supporting all of you to do that. And while we get the answers of a way that I can connect more deeply to myself is, while we're waiting for the responses to come in, and one of the things that I want you to know is that the number one thing that would keep you from a life you love is by you keeping yourself in motion, keeping yourself too busy for you, and learning to take the time to clear your energy, to connect more deeply, to take those walks in nature, to journal, to do the things that you need to do that will really inspire you and empower you for the rest of the day, and inspire and empower you to move forward in your life. And you have it in you to do that. I want to encourage you to be able to do that. And so we have Marie listening to my inner voice and honoring that. Thank you, Marie. So, connecting to the inner voice, that's the intuition. That's what I love to talk about, what I love to teach is connecting to your intuition, the inner voice, and then following that and taking guidance on that. That helps you move forward in the day and move forward in your life. And we have Sandy. Sandy says, is to deeply recognize the best way I can help others achieve their dream life is to serve myself first and create my incredible dream life. Pave the lane. I love that. Thank you, Sandy. That is huge because the more that you find the ways to inspire and empower you, the more you become the lighthouse. Like I was saying, the lighthouse for others, so that you can create your inspired and empowered life. And it's all about making that deeper connection and allowing yourself to know that you have it within you. And the universe is waiting for you to ask for help. If you're having challenges making the deeper connection, if you're having challenges to not be able to make that deeper connection to yourself, to clear your energies, then it's learning to be able to find the ways and asking God, asking the universe, help, lead me in the directions. And even if you're not sure you're getting the correct answers, taking an action, moving forward, taking the next step, and any step sometimes would be better than being in paralysis or not taking anything. Now, if you're having trouble doing that, that's when you need support and help. And Juan, would you put up the link for the meditation? So I've created a meditation to help you be able to make those deeper connections and to go through the steps of my inspired and empowered process. And this, go to inspired and empowered living.com/meditation. Inspired and empowered living.com/meditation. And you can download the meditation, and that meditation will help you clear your energy and connect more deeply so that you can hear and feel and know your best, make your best intuitive decisions that will move you forward in your life, that will move you forward in your business. And anybody else want to share about how they make a deeper connection? I know for me, I start my day with a meditation. I know that being able to connect more deeply to my higher aspects of self, and I will talk to the higher aspects and I will ask, I will say, please help me connect more deeply, help me feel you, help me know right action. So all of those are possibilities for you to help move you forward. And that is what it's all about. And so again, an overview of what we've been talking about, healing and clearing fear and anxiety. The first principle is the awareness, and gaining the awareness that you are in the fear or the anxiety. Because once you become into the awareness, then you can take actions. You become conscious to make the decision to help yourself. So congratulations. First step, awareness. The second principle is being able to clear your energy. It's clearing your energy, clearing the emotions, clearing limiting beliefs, clearing your fears, clearing your emotions, whatever may be coming up, so that you can be in present time. And when you make that connection, it can help move you forward in the day. Now, there's a deeper level of clearing, and that means clearing your trauma and clearing those old patterns that keep you stuck in the default patterns of fear and anxiety. And that's a whole nother story, which we will be covering shortly in the coming up episodes of the Inspired and Empowered Living TV show. So stay tuned for more. And then the third principle is making that deeper connection and connecting to yourself, connecting more deeply to your body, becoming present and grounded, connecting to nature, connecting to your feelings, allowing them to flow, connecting to your breath, and bringing yourself out of your mind into your body and connecting to your spirit, your spiritual self, whether it's through meditation or prayer. All of those are ways to start your day in a positive, powerful way. Now, I want to share with you exciting. We have Sandy Hart, who will be joining us on next week's show. And Sandy is going to be sharing with us how to use sales to create your inspired and empowered life. That you are constantly in a state of selling. And she wants to take the stigma out of selling and help you be able and coach you to be able to learn how to transform that word for you so that you can create the inspired and empowered life that you seek. So join us next week when we have Sandy Hart for how to sell to create an inspired and empowered life. And we join us live on Tuesdays at 11 a.m. Eastern on talk4tv.com and w4wn.com. And you can also find the podcast on iHeart, Spotify, Pandora, and Apple. And I am wishing you an inspired and empowered day and an inspired and empowered week. Have a great one, everybody. Goodbye for now.